YouTubers, and welcome back to the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, AR the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode of the Gaming Chats, we're going to be talking about, obviously, Season 4 of the Walking Dead Survivors game that I'm playing right now. So, basically, Season 4 started last night, and it is a giant shit show so far. And by that, I mean they basically max out when you're building expansions for your bases and stuff like that. It maxes out at 100, or sorry, not 100, at 1.5 million um, troops. And the problem is that you have people that are already very heavy pay to wins in the game, have been for months now. And then you got people like me who aren't. And the problem is when our troop levels are, differing and stuff like that, you basically have people like me that if we don't get in fast enough, we don't have troops to build in that formation. And I've already basically laid this out to people this morning because I woke up this morning and I was trying to redo my troop set and stuff like that, and found out that I couldn't go into the building. I'm like, what the fuck? And then it turned out that the reason for that was you had the overall amount of troops that were already building and stuff like that was like, I want to say it was like 1,497,000 or something. And so if you take a set of troops and you have like 2,000 troops or so going in there, you can get in. The problem is if you don't, if it's a lot higher than that, you're not going to get in for shit. You're not going to get anything. And it basically becomes a situation where you end up having people who are trying to get into the actual uh, building and can't get in because they're sending, troop levels that are like 10,000, 12,000, 15,000, whatever it is, or even as low as like 8 or 9,000 is what it is. And I'm telling them, like, dude, you guys ain't going to get in with those. Like, you're going to have to fucking do what needs to be done and do it the other way, is what it is. And nobody wants to listen, apparently, because I keep telling them, I'm like, you're not going to get in, you're not going to get in, you're not going to get in. And they're, just being stupid is what it is. As it is right now, I'm currently 48th in Clan Legends out of 50. I just burned another thing right now to get myself up there. Um, yeah, it's not great, man. Basically, I have to top 10 the current survival challenge. We got about an hour and 41 minutes left on it right now, and I'm currently in fourth place. And it's funny because the guy that's in third place, I was number one for about 5 minutes, and then he took over number one, and then a couple of people have jumped in since then took over number one slot. And as I told him, I'm like, okay, uh, so I'm at 45 million right now. Like, is that enough? Because I know he's like the mini whale and shit here, and I know that there's other people and other clans across other regions and stuff that we're part of here for these challenges that are even higher than that. They might be mini whales, they might be full blown whales. It could be anywhere from a couple bucks to, and by a couple bucks I mean like a couple $100 really, to a couple $1,000 to who the fuck knows how much, depending on the region and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, you might want to be cautious or whatever. So as it stands right now, this is what the leaderboard looks like for this Clan Legends, and I'm obviously number 4 right here. Uh, and then Killer Bees is number 3, and then the other two guys are the ones from our region, the Aqua guy, and then the other ones from one of the other regions that we're fighting off against in the season 4 right now. Uh, and then you got the dude that's right underneath me. That's about 1.3 million less than I am. They are came out of nowhere about an hour or so ago. The one underneath them that's at 40,700,000 is about the same or whatever. They came out of nowhere about an hour and a half ago, give or take. And then this Neymar guy, or Namar, I think it's pronounced it Namur. They've basically been there since the jump. They were there. I think they were third or something when I took first, for a hot minute. And then, or no, I'm sorry. They were second when I took first. And then eventually they became third when Bees took first. And yeah, they've since dropped like every time everybody jumps in the case then. And then as it is right now, we got top 10 is the 10th guy is 30,900,000. So, and it doesn't look like top. Yeah, it doesn't really look like anybody. I think maybe one person jumped in to 11 to 15 right now because my other account that was at like 14th, I believe, a little bit ago, is now at 15th. And yeah, it really hasn't changed much since then. And yeah, it doesn't look like a whole lot of people are jumping in here, is what it is. But it'll be interesting to see, um, what happens because obviously it's like, almost 2:20 in the afternoon my time, and some of these people are on other time um, zones and stuff like that in other countries and whatnot. So it's hard to tell if it's like 10 p.m. for them, if it's midnight there, whatever it is. If it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, who the hell knows? But that's the thing, and it's like the worst part is to even get to this 4th slot right now. I already had to burn one of my main dogs for my formations, which sucks ass because it's something I didn't want to have to do, is what it is. It would have been one thing if it had given me a 13, but it didn't. It was 2 12s combining into another 12, which sucks so badly because it's like, no, I want my 13. Give me my 13. I deserve my 13. Give me a higher ranking, stuff like that, But it is what it is right now. Like I said, it's really hard to know what the fuck's happening right now in this game and stuff like that. But I'm basically going to keep my eyes peeled for what's coming down the pipe right now. Really, I wanted to do this and get top 10 because I needed to get it for the Clan Legends to make sure that I actually do top 50th, hopefully, and nobody's going to knock me out of like low 30s or like the 40th slot or whatever the case being like 4 hours from now or whatever it be then. Well, technically it would be 4 hours from now. It'd be about 5.5 hours from now, give or take, because it's about 8 o'clock or so. When it, what you call it? I don't know if you guys can hear it in the background. That wind today, holy fuck, dude. Like, it is getting real bad out right now. Oh, it is raining actually now. Oh, holy fuck, it's real bad outside right now. I may see if I can change the camera angle here and show you guys what it looks like outside currently. Do a little show and tell, maybe. It's probably going to be just bright light, though, is the problem. Yeah, it's just going to be bright light, unfortunately. Yeah, it's basically just raining right now. It's raining like a motherfucker right now. And yeah, it's very unfortunate. Actually, you know what? You know what I'll do? I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to take a picture and I'm going to show the picture on the stream then. Because that's much, much easier than doing what I was trying to do a minute ago here. So, all right, let me go ahead and take a picture there. Take a couple pictures there. All right. That is what it currently looks like outside. Just real shitty. Yeah, but anyway, it's been like super windy for like the past couple hours right now. We're currently under a wind advisory until 8 o'clock tonight. And then we're also, as far as I'm aware, under a some kind of a thunder storm advisory or something like that for like the next couple hours or so. Actually, let me go check my thing real quick here. It should tell me. It told me earlier exactly what we were under, so I'm going to go check again just to confirm here. So, yeah, let me go ahead and grab my weather app here. Okay, yeah, we've got a wind advisory from now until midnight. That's what it is. Yeah, from 12 p.m. until midnight, and then it was 12:59 p.m. until 8 p.m. There is now a thunderstorm watch going on currently. So, which is crazy because it's like it's friggin' the end of March in Ohio. Where the hell is our snowstorms? Like that's what my question is right now. It's just it's insane to me, honestly, dude. Like you would think, honestly, if you're gonna have something, it would be like a giant fucking blizzard outside, not a fucked up rainstorm and just bitter cold is what it is. Because it's like in the 40s right now. So, anyways, that being said, basically, going back to talk about the game for a minute here. Trying to top 50 Clan Legends, obviously. The biggest thing right there is, and this is something I've realized now going into this, and it was something I kind of started to realize last week too as well, is that when certain things happen, people are not good when it comes to certain issues and stuff like that, dude. So basically, what happened was you had multiple things leading up in the past week or so to what we're seeing now, which was essentially you had my region, two other regions combined together as one new region, and then simultaneously you had the same thing happen to multiple other regions all combined together into new regions. So you essentially had three regions, one of which was pretty much pay to win in all three of them, one that really wasn't, and one that was sort of in the middle was what it was, which is what mine was, honestly. And then they all got combined together. So you had 9 become 3, essentially, is what it was. And because of that, now you're now having clans from 9 different fucking regions trying to come together and essentially compete for the same amount of resources as previously it was like 3 to 4 clans, which does not bode well for people like me, unfortunately, because we're not pay to wins, we're free to play players. And the biggest problem I have with everything on that is when you are a free to play versus a pay to win, you're never going to win, is what it is. You're always going to get outgamed, or you're not going to get outgamed. You're always going to get outspent monetarily wise. And that is honestly why we should ban microtransactions from gaming, is what it is, dude. Like, it's absolute bullshit to not to have any kind of microtransaction in any kind of game when all it is a bunch of scumbags trying to force you to basically pay money to get ahead, is what it is, dude. Sorry, I was trying to change my thing there. Which is a platform I'm thinking about seriously running on for office at some point in the future. But nah, for real though, it's bullshit, dude. Because all you're doing is basically fucking over the little guys. What it is that just wants to sit there and try to get ahead, on merit, versus the people that are just like, oh, I'm gonna sit there and pull out a fucking wallet and just spend all the money, is what it is. It's like, okay, you're just a douchebag. Fuck you. And that's what it really is in most cases. Now, granted, that being said, am I going to say that to someone to their face or whatever the case be that's, part of the same clan or same, war pact or whatever it is that I'm part of? Hell no, I'm not going to do that, dude. Coalition. Well, technically, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this time around, it is basically, we are in a point now of coalitions. And then the coalitions become a war pact. It's either in this season or it's next season. I forget which one right now. And I actually found out today, apparently, the Corey character in this game is just like all the other fives, where they have, it's basically a machine gun in the Settlement Siege thing here. Because I was playing it a little bit ago here, and I'm like, wait a minute, why? How is that dude shooting all of a sudden? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Did not know that. So yeah, it's basically just like Rosita and Abraham and Zeke and stuff like that, to where they all have the ability to basically fire off and like bursts and stuff like that. Specifically what I'm talking about, if you can come in there. You can see that little fire. Yeah, that's what they're doing right now. And it's basically that's how they kill walkers in the game for the settlement siege things here. Jesus Christ, that wind is really kicking up, dude. Oh man, I am so glad we got rid of the trees that we used to have out back and stuff like that. Because if we hadn't, holy fuck, dude, we would be in some bad deal right now. Hopefully the power stays on this time around, because I know it's gone out before with these kind of fucking crazy ass windstorm, rainstorm combinations. But anyway, as it is right now, yeah, this game is fun for sure. But like I said, unfortunately, the longer I go playing this, we're almost a year in now. Started playing, I think it was July 4th of last year, so about 8, almost 9 months right now. And yeah, in that time, it's gone from being like, okay, you're, kind of mediocre, to, okay, you've done enough to where you've started to succeed on your merits and stuff like that, to now it's like, you could be kicking ass, but unfortunately people have paid to win, and you're probably going to get fucked still. And the saddest, because this is the sad part, right? Like, you would think, honestly, in most cases, these people that are there to do whatever, dude, like, you would think they'd want to have, like, an actual thing going and be like, yeah, I'm not going to attack you, and, like, yeah, I understand I paid to win or whatever the case, but I'm not going to be a dick about it or whatever. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore, and we've now been told, if we're going to stay in Season 4 region, to basically have a fucking shield up at all times, which is sad and pathetic at the same time, dude, because only apparently one of the not one of the 3 regions. There's 3 regions in this current season. My new region, which is now, I think, 20,134 or something. It's 20,134, 20,135, 20,136. And I can't remember if it's 35 or 36 that we have a pact with right now that, hey, don't attack us unless it's like kill event for the actual things. Because there is kill events, by the way, in this game, in the regions and stuff like that for season regions. And yeah, like, I have no problem with, being like, hey, you don't attack me, I won't attack you, kind of thing. Because that's how it should be anyway, dude. It's like, you can both get ahead in the long run. Because the thing of it is, mostly what it's going to end up being is, the longer that we go in this game and stuff, I think otherwise or not. So, because things are not wanting to. Okay, there we go. Yeah, both that and the game basically froze simultaneously really quick there, so not good. But anyway, yeah, I really do think it's the weather at this point, dude. But yeah, so I'm not going to be too much longer then. But yeah, so basically, season 4, which is what we're just starting right now, I believe is really where we're going to start defining shit, because essentially what you're going to have is, I want to say this is where Warpact gets introduced in the game, or it's like leading up to the Warpact is what it is. And the thing is, you can basically have like multiple clans from multiple regions start working together as a giant Warpact. And eventually it's going to have to be that for seasons 5, 6, 7 plus at some point in the future, when we start fighting off against other people, is what it'll be, dude. And that's what we need to be doing right now. And it's interesting to see how, yeah, it's funny when you start looking at certain things here in this game, because you have myself and a few other people that are still shielded up at this point. But then you look at most of my current fucking clan members there, the different people in my clan here, and in my different coalition and stuff like that, and a lot of them aren't shielded, dude. So I don't know if it's because they're sleeping and their shield just dropped and they never put up a new one, or what it was, but like, shit, man. Although that being said, Killer Bees is not shielded right now, and that's a telling fucking situation there. But that being said, he is the mini whale in our fucking clan. So that really doesn't say much to me anyway, because all it says is like, hey, I'm not gonna fucking shield, like I don't give a fuck, basically. So it's hard to say. Oh shit. Okay. So, Captain Drac just jumped in a minute ago. So we now went from the dude who was Zorro at 56 million at number 1 to Drac, who just jumped in at 92 million, and this is an hour and 23 minutes left in the game right now for this current survival challenge. Right after that happened, Killer Bees jumped another set of dogs up to 90. So that being said, the two dudes who were first and second are now third and fourth, and I am fifth. So I'm pretty much exactly where I fucking was like 15, 20 minutes ago when I started the stream, which is not bad. Okay. So I might not have to do anything else to be the case though. Because what I really don't want to have to do, and this is the case, man. Right now, and I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to have to go back to that account to do it real fast here, because I was jumping through accounts and trying to get shit done here for the last few hours of this Clan Legends event. So my biggest problem is having to basically burn through stuff I really can't afford to. And as of right now, I am in a situation where this is what I have for dogs. 4 of them should be in my actual thing. And right now I may have to combine that one and that one to be able to top 10 this motherfucker. And if it comes to that, like, I'm going to be really pissed, honestly, about to do that, honestly, because I've already had to combine 2 of them previously. I already had to combine my one that I called All-Arounder and one of the other ones that was, like, my Formation 4 or whatever, because of the fact that it ended up being a situation where I was trying to get ahead is what it was. And essentially I was trying to top 20 is what it was there. So, but yeah, if I can maintain top 10 in the next hour and 21 minutes right now, it'll be good. And I'll be able to do that then, hopefully. Like I said, nobody else has come up any higher than that, though. Like, I'm looking through everybody's stuff right now that's below me. And yeah, it's all exactly the same. The only thing that's changed since then is that Captain Drac guy jumping up to the top is what it was. Going from like 0 to whatever. So they may have woken up and then realized like, oh, we're halfway through this. Let me go ahead and do this or whatever real quick. So I'm honestly hoping that doesn't happen with a bunch of other people is what it is, dude, because that's where it starts getting really hairy and really iffy and shit like that. Because right now I'm currently 49th in Clan Legends for top 50. I was 48th and now I'm 49. Somebody else jumped ahead of me again. If I can get top 10, that is what I'll end up getting right there, which would give me another 500 points towards the stuff. And it would put me into 15,315 would be my overall score then, which at 15,315 in the current board, let's see, 15,315, it would put me to 42nd place currently. So, like, fingers crossed I can top 10 this. Like I said, my whole theorem right now is I'm gonna wait until about the last 2 minutes or so of the survival challenge, like 2 to 5 minutes. Interesting. Now the sun's suddenly coming out during this crazy ass rainstorm. And looking outside right now, holy shit, you can tell that they're like, dude, like that. This is Ohio weather in a nutshell right now. It went from crazy ass rainstorm and windstorm to now it's fucking sunny in like time span of like less than a half hour is what it is. But that being said, this whole entire windstorm started about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. But yeah, the problem is when you're trying to compete against pay to wins and stuff like that, as Bees pointed out to me and stuff earlier, he specifically stated, let me see if I can find here again. Oh, cool. Yeah, he stated, what right now? Yeah, he said, I may want to add some more. All it takes for him is to exchange 2 11 dogs and get a 12. Would blow my 45 million out of the water. People want Pam fragments. And yeah, that's the problem though, is it's the people that, you know, need the Pamela fragments and stuff like that potentially would want top 10, obviously, because that's where you would get the shit from. And the issue there becomes then it's like, okay, how many of those people are going to be active in the next hour or so? Because if that be the case, and there is like, you know, 6 or 7 of them coming out of nowhere, like I'm just fucked then is what it is. And that being said, if they're all whales and stuff, then I'm just fucked. However, if they're people like me who are kind of like, do we want to use this to get ahead kind of thing or whatever, then it becomes a situation of it's a maybe kind of thing. So it's really, really hard to say, man. But anyway, it looks like we finally got buffs now, which is nice. Let me go ahead and jump up to the chat here and see what people shared. Yeah, it looks like we got buffs now. Cool. Okay, buff system when all members arrive. Please don't ask buff yet. Okay. So that was as of 2:23, so that was like 15 minutes ago. This guy said it. Okay. Changes have been made to rules because there are too many people on the server. Players can only request architect and sign. Oh, interesting. So it used to be that we would have architect, scientist, I think it was tactician, and there was like a couple other ones too for the regional chief and stuff like that to hand out to people. Now it's basically architect and scientist only. Okay, so this person said will create a separate group for T10 players. Only T10 players will be able to benefit from tech. Oh, okay, there we go. So it's T10 players, a good tactician. Strikers reserved for the strongest players in our server. If no one, contact me, advisor. It becomes a whole thing there. Okay, so at least now we know. So we'll basically get scientist and architect from now, which is fine. That's pretty much all I've ever used anyway in the game for buffs and whatnot. So really it comes down to being I don't want to spend 7 days trying to get that bad boy right there done up for my clan technology. So, but anyways. Okay, I'm still sitting at 5 right now. Nobody else has jumped up in the last 5 minutes or so. So we got about an hour and 50 minutes to go on that one. And then, yeah, I hopefully will take top 50 in this Clan Legends event. If I don't, now we know that it's not really worth it to do anymore. Knowing that I've spent a shitload of fucking rubies in this event right now to basically be fighting for a fragment or two is ridiculous, considering that, you know, less than a couple weeks back now, I was easily able to top 50 in the last go around and whatnot. So, and it's not only that I was able to top 50 with one account, I was able to do it with multiple accounts for the past several months now. And now it's basically a whole situation of not being able to, barely get ahead with one is what it is. And again, it goes back to this is what happens when you combine high level servers together and people that want to pay to win to get ahead is what it is. And it really does suck, dude. And it really is a problem with microtransaction gaming in this country and in any country for that matter, because you